Welcome to you. It is Matthew McDonald here, and we're going to go ahead and do a tutorial for the S3 video host. We're going to dive into the CloudFront goodness that Amazon offers for us, and we're going to convert a standard S3 video host server into a CloudFront video host server. Now, before we get started, you can see here on my desktop, I'm logged into my S3 video host and I've gone to the settings page. We've got an extra field here which is optional called ORS account ID. You can pop your ORS account ID here. Now, where do you get your ORS account ID? If you go to your Amazon ORS console, in the top right corner, you'll see your username there. Give that a click and it'll say your account ID. So just click to copy that and pop that into the settings. Now, by putting it there, the S3 video host is going to take care of some automation with your CloudFront. For instance, invalidations. They can be a real pain if you're making changes in a CloudFront. Maybe you change the player color or you change the title of a video. You don't see those changes right away because it's cached. So the S3 video host will use this information and it'll go ahead and update those changes. So within about 3 seconds, the front end will be updated and you don't have to worry about clearing the cache or creating invalidations inside of CloudFront, which is a painful process. Also, it does it much more efficiently. So it won't actually clear the cache or invalidate your videos. It only invalidates or clears the cache for the changes you make. So maybe it's the player of the color of the player, or maybe it's the title of the video. Little tiny couple of byte sizes. It just updates that. All taken care of for you automatically. I won't bore you with more information, but that is a good field to use. All right, so we've got our servers here. We've got Alpha and Video Server 1 and 2. We set this one up in the Quick Start Guide video 2, so if you want to see that, go ahead and do it. I'm going to click on the settings cog here. We've also got it here for quick access, so you could go ahead and pick it from here. And we're going to convert this into a CloudFront video server for faster video loading. So we're going to activate here, use CloudFront. And we're getting 2 additional fields. We're getting the CloudFront domain and the CloudFront ID. So let's head over to Amazon ORS console and we'll go ahead and create a CloudFront distribution. Super easy to do it, and I'm going to walk you through it. So in the search field here, you could just put in CloudFront. Okay. There's our CloudFront. I'm just giving it a click and it's going to put you here into distributions. Okay. From here, we can go ahead and create a distribution. So clicking create distribution, we're going to select our bucket here for the origin domain. So I've got here video server bucket. That's my bucket that's linked up to my S3 video server. So that's all we need to do there. Let's continue down. For the origin access, I'm going to choose the second option and I'll show you at the end of the video. We can actually turn off the public feature in our S3 bucket and it's going to still work with our CloudFront. So selecting the recommended option here. And from the origin access control, we're just going to go ahead and create a new one. You don't have to do anything here. And don't worry, you don't have to get this right. So it's saying there's already one that exists. So I've already created one, okay? But when you do this the first time, you won't have this problem. Now, because I've created one, it's going to be here. Let's have a look. Video server bucket, there it is. So I'm just selecting that one and you'll be going ahead to create a new one. And we're going to continue down And you can choose to redirect HTTP to HTTPS. Continue down. See, you can do this. It's not too difficult. And we can put a note here. So if you want to put the name of your bucket or your video server, I'm going to put here Alpha Video Server. This is just for my own notes, so I know what this distribution is for. Create distribution. And now it's going to take a couple of minutes to create the distribution, but it's already given us what we need. So here we have our distribution ID, our CloudFront ID, and here we've got our domain. So let's click here to copy the domain, and we'll go ahead and pop that in the CloudFront domain field, just pasting it in there, and let's go and grab our ID. So that's this one here. This is our ID, sorry. Let me bring you with me. That's this one here. This is the ID. And we'll go ahead and paste it in here. And we're ready to save changes. Okay, now this is being converted to CloudFront. It might take a couple of minutes for CloudFront to be ready. So while that's happening, let me give you one more step that you should do with your CloudFront. So if we go back to Amazon Oz, I'm going to go to my users, IAM users. Here it is. Just typing in users, and I'm going to click that option here. And when we initially set it up, is that a word? When we set up our S3 video host, we created a user or we used an existing user. What we want to do is add the CloudFront permissions to that particular user. So let's go ahead here, and you can always sort this by last activity if you've got a lot of users. This is the one I'm using at the moment. And you can see under the permissions here, policies, we've got CloudFront. Now you might not have CloudFront full access there. You might only have the Amazon S3 full access. So let me go ahead and delete this. It'll only take me a second to do it. Look at that, it's already done. So we're on the same page, and we're going to go ahead and add the CloudFront full access. So add permissions, we're going to go ahead and select add permissions. And from the permission options, we're going to go ahead to attach policy. And from the filter here, we're going to search for CloudFront. There we go. CloudFront full access, just selecting that option there, clicking next. And that was a next button under my circle head there. I just saw that. Sorry about that. And we're going to click add permissions. Again, my head is in the way. Can I move this? Add permission is there. All right, let me move myself out of the way. There we go. Add permissions. There we go. And now you can see permission policies. Amazon S3 full access from previous, and then we've got our CloudFront full access. Okay, that's all we need to do. Now we can start using the Amazon Oz CloudFront, Amazon Oz CloudFront with our S3 video server. It's a mouthful. So let's go back to our server here. We've already gone ahead and saved our changes, so let me just collapse this menu here. I'm going to take a look at our airport video here. And if we look under the publishing options here, you can see we've got a different URL here. So we've got the CloudFront domain here. So we know that it's already switched over, and you can easily see it in the source URL. So that is super cool. Now I mentioned in the start of this video that with CloudFront we can actually change our bucket policy. So if I go back into my settings here, you can see this is my bucket. You've got a link there that'll actually open up the bucket straight away for you. Clicking that there. And if I go to permissions, you can see this is publicly accessible. Now they can't get in here, don't worry about that. But basically we can turn this off now that we have CloudFront. So edit this option. We can select to block this. This is optional extra. You're already done with your CloudFront, but this is extra goodness. Save changes. And let's just pop in the word confirm for Oz, Amazon, Bezos. There we go, and we're done. Alrighty. You can also come in here. Do you want more advanced stuff? You're done. Don't get overwhelmed. That's all we need to do. This is ready to go. CloudFront is ready. But if you want to go to the next level, you can come here to your settings. Again, to get to your server settings, you can get in there from here. You can also get in there from here. If we open up the advanced option, bucket policy, you can see we now have a CloudFront bucket policy which has changed from our previous setup. So we can click set bucket policy from here, and it's gone ahead and updated the policy. So it adds another layer of security to our bucket. But the main coolness of the S3 video host, and I'm enjoying the benefits of it, is those videos are going to load super fast. And to test this out, you can go ahead and just see for yourself how fast those videos load. And if you refresh the page, you'll see, hey, that video was already loading. That is the Amazon Oz CloudFront goodness at work. All right. That is a wrap for this tutorial. It is Matthew McDonald here. Thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. I hope you join me on the next one, and go ahead if you want to start using CloudFront, maybe spin up another video server, do it with CloudFront. Or if you already know that, hey Matt, I know I want to use CloudFront, then go ahead and convert your existing bucket to CloudFront. Alrighty, I will see you in another video very soon. Cheers.